great accomplishment. I ask that everyone please join me in a moment of silence and thanksgiving. Thank you. At this time, will you please remain standing for our national anthem, performed by our own vocal rhapsody under the direction of Karen Dale.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, almost bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
We're going to test this out. Hey, it works. Thank you very much. I think we're good. Well, good morning. You guys can have a seat. Thank you to Karen Dale and the Vocal Rhapsody Singers. We appreciate you very much. As president of Cleveland State Community College and on behalf of the faculty and staff, I'd like to welcome you to this special day for the college. As Amy mentioned earlier, this year marks our 50th anniversary. So this graduating class today is the first group to graduate in our 50th year. Congratulations on that special honor. Yeah, let's hear it for it. That's a good thing. As we take time to celebrate the past 50 years of service to the community, we also look forward to the next 50 years. We have a lot of exciting things in store for the community during the next spring semester, so stay tuned for some excellent opportunities to get engaged with our 50th anniversary, and you are all invited to participate. You may have noticed something new at the lead of our procession into this room. What you saw was Cleveland State's first ceremonial mace, and it was commissioned specially for our 50th anniversary. I want to thank Cleveland High School teacher David Gluckner and his engineering class who did the design work, but it was quite a story of how we put that together and got it ready for a convocation last August. Since the founding of the college in 1967, we have provided credit and non-credit courses to well over 250,000 people. This ceremony will be webcast and broadcast live on our website. It will be archived and can be viewed later also by going to the Cleveland State website. DVD copies will be available at no charge in the Cleveland State Library 2 weeks from today, or maybe after New Year's might be better. In order to help us facilitate this special event, We ask that all family and friends remain in the stands throughout the entire ceremony. We'd also like to request that you silence your cell phones at this time if you've not done so already. I'd like to introduce my distinguished colleagues who are with me on the stage today. To my left is Dr. Denise King, Vice President for Academic Affairs. Also, you've already met Amy Carlilios, our President of the Cleveland State Foundation, Dr. Michael Stokes, Vice President for Student Services, and Mr. Andy Foskey, President of the Staff Senate this year. To my right, Regent Tom Grissom, representing the Tennessee Board of Regents, Patty Weaver, one of our keynote speakers, Carmen Kingsley, also one of our keynote speakers, Dr. Sonia Franklin, President of the Faculty Senate, and Dr. Tommy Wright, Vice President for Finance and Advancement. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce some other special guests that are here with us today. We're very pleased to have she told me to cross that part off, and I didn't do it because he's not here, so I'm going to skip to the next section. I would also like to introduce Dr. Bren Raper, the newly elected President of the Cleveland State Advisory Board. Bren, would you please stand and be recognized? Thank you very much for your work. Also, another member of our advisory board in attendance, a Cleveland State alum himself, Mr. Tim Poteet. Would you please stand, sir? Thank you for your work and support. I would also like to recognize Don Kingsley, the husband of our speaker, Carmen Kingsley, who is with us today, as well as their daughter, Audrey. Would you please stand and be recognized? Thank you for coming today and joining us. At this time, Tom Grissom has some words of welcome from the Tennessee Board of Regents. Tom?
Well, good morning. One of the best things that I get to do as the Regent in Southeast Tennessee is to join in ceremonies like this and look at the students who have spent the time, the energy, and a lot of long hours to get to this point today, to where you're about to graduate. And I want to say a couple things very quickly. I hope you will spend a minute when this is over today and thank those who helped you along the way. Number two, I hope you will remember the experience that you've had at Cleveland State and that you will find an opportunity to reach out to somebody else who may be sitting there trying to decide, do I want to go on with my education or not? And that you will mentor them and help them. That maybe you become a mentor for a Tennessee Promise student because you've been there and you can help them down this path. And finally, I hope you recognize over the years that the people sitting to your left have been an important part of your life, and that you will find ways to reach back out to them, find ways to support them, and encourage them, because it's all about good teaching so that you have a good education and can have a great job in the future of Tennessee. So on behalf of the Board of Regents, congratulations and thank you for letting me be with you today.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Regent Grissom. A couple of quick announcements. Last week, a number of communities throughout the Cleveland State service area were hit by severe storms and tornadoes. Many of you may have been directly impacted by these storms, or you may know others who were. Our thoughts and prayers go out to all of those who experienced any type of damage, loss, or trauma as a result of this disaster. To assist those members of our Cleveland State family who were affected, we implemented a Cleveland State disaster relief effort and will be accepting monetary donations today. In fact, during the choir's next selection, we'll be passing the hat, so to speak. We don't normally do this kind of thing at a graduation, but I think you can understand the need that exists, and I hope that you'll be able to support that. If you prefer, you can also go to the Cleveland State website, and there is a red button there that says Disaster Relief, and you can click that and make a gift as well. But we do thank you for considering making a donation. We are a college that always puts the community first, and our community is our family. I hope you've noticed the flags on the stage. We have two students from two countries other than the United States graduating today. These flags represent these graduates, and the countries are India and Ukraine. This is a tradition that we have at every graduation. For the fall 2016 graduating class, 83% of our graduates come from the counties within our service area. 50% from Bradley, 20% from McMinn County, 6% from Monroe, 5% from Polk, and 2% from Meigs. We also have 17% from counties outside of our service area, including 6% from Hamilton County. We anticipate we're awarding a total of 94 associate degrees, 107 certificates, and our graduates consist of 55% females, 45% males, and the average age of this group is 28 years old. We also have successfully awarded 3 degrees using the reverse transfer program. This program allows students that transfer from a community college before entering their 2-year degree to retroactively receive that credential when requirements are met in pursuit of their bachelor's degree. The reverse transfer program has 30 colleges and universities across the state that are participating. At this time, I'd like to introduce our first speaker. We began a new tradition 2 years ago to allow our distinguished staff and faculty members to serve as the speakers at our fall commencement. So we have 2 keynote speakers this morning. Our first speaker is Patty Weaver, director of our off-campus centers. She is the recipient of our Distinguished Staff Award that is presented each spring to an individual who has performed meritorious service to Cleveland State above and beyond the expectations of the job. Patty started teaching as an adjunct instructor for Cleveland State in 1996 before joining the college full-time in 2006, accepting the position of director of the Von Orr Center. She is currently responsible for overseeing the daily operations of the off-site locations in Athens and Monroe County, overseeing 6 staff members, 2 full-time and 4 part-time faculty members, and 15 to 20 adjunct instructors each semester. She wears multiple hats on a daily basis. She is also responsible for recruiting and registering students in addition to developing effective working relationships with business and industry. To read her job description simply does not adequately describe what she does on a daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly basis. She can accomplish an astonishing amount of tasks in her workday with an energy that is unmatched. She has an impeccable work ethic, a true devotion to education, a stellar reputation, and a compassion for others that results in an extensive network of students, staff, faculty, employers, and community members who seek her out for all things education. She handles stress remarkably well. We'll see how she does in a speech. And can juggle an amazing amount of activities every day. Her co-workers and staff teasingly refer to her as the ninja because she is everywhere doing everything every day, taking care of students' every need. Whether she is advising a student, consulting with an adjunct instructor, talking to an industry representative, writing a grant, visiting a high school, networking at a chamber event, leading an advisory council, coordinating an event, or teaching a class. This is wearing me out. She does it with style, thoroughness, and professionalism. During her time at Cleveland State, she has served on a number of committees and was the recipient of the Outstanding Service to Students Award in 2010 and the Cougar Pride Award in 2016. She's also very actively involved in her community, serving on many committees, boards, and leadership positions. Please help me welcome Patty Weaver to the podium. Wow, how about that?
Thank you. Need I say more? Parents, spouses, family, friends, and 2016 graduates, this is your day. Congratulations. I'm honored to be here, but before I get started, I wanted to share with you some words of wisdom my brother gave to me about giving speeches. He's a evening anchor person, so he's been in broadcasting for years, and he told me, always remember the 3 B's. Be concise, be precise, and be seated. So I'm going to try to follow his advice. As I thought about what I would say today, I realized that this past week was the anniversary of the bombing of Pearl Harbor.
Check.
All right, this one's working. Let's hear it for the mic, all right.
Okay, is that better? We'll go back to the 3 B's. Be concise, be precise, and be seated. That's what I'm going to do. So, as I thought about today and what I would say, I realized that this past week was the anniversary of the bombing of Pearl Harbor. Now, you might say, why is she mentioning that? I mention that because, as some of you may know, my mother was Japanese. And I thought this week and kind of reflected on how the bombing of Pearl Harbor really impacted her life. And then, you know, she went and she married an American soldier, and here she is in America. And I think, wow, how did she deal with all the challenges and barriers that she had? This man has brought her to America, to a foreign country. She barely speaks the language, and then here she is all by herself and not knowing if she'll ever see her family again and make it back to Japan. So I say that to you to make you think about, I know some of you faced many challenges and barriers in your life to get where you are today, and I commend you on that. What an awesome job. Just before my father retired from the military, the Army, he received orders to be deployed to Germany. So I think about my mother. Here she was, 2 kids in tow, a 9-year-old and a 6-year-old, and she had to travel across the country by herself to southeast Tennessee. Imagine that. So here we are in Tennessee, in a small little town, and my brother and I are in school. I remember as a child in elementary school coming home crying every day because at that time, not long after the war, I mean, it had been years, but there was still some anger and hatred going on. So kids would call me Jap or call me Slant Eye. So I think today it's called bullying, okay? But I can remember my mother, I'd go home crying and say, I don't want to go back to school. I don't want to do this anymore. I hate it. And she would say, comfort me and tell me, it's going to be okay. You can get through this. Don't pay attention to those comments. And she'd always say, take the higher road, Patty, and never, ever let anybody define who you are. Never, ever. Or what you can do. So I tell you this, again, to say that we live in a world with enormous challenges today, and that when you go out into this world, you will encounter many challenges and barriers, and you'll probably face many challenges. You probably already have faced many challenges in completing your degrees. But as my mother taught me, don't fall to becoming a victim of your circumstances. We can all feel sorry for ourselves, but instead, be the champion of your life. Go out there and choose success. I want to share with you a saying that I read to my students every semester that Bill Gates wrote. He wrote this book for high school and college graduates. And in his book, he states, life isn't fair. Get used to it. Right? So life's not always fair. Was it fair what I had to go through as a child? Was it fair what my mother faced and encountered? Is it fair what you've had to face and encounter? No. But instead of feeling sorry for oneself and giving up and being angry, don't give up. Don't ever give up on your dreams. To me, life is what you make it. Again, my mother always told me I could be anything, I could do anything I wanted to do if I just believed and put my mind to it. So don't be afraid to try. I think sometimes we allow fear to paralyze us. Don't let that happen. I believe that nothing in life is worthwhile unless you take some risk. So don't settle for a life that's less than what you're capable of. You've got to take risk. Thomas Edison conducted over 1,000 experiments, but the 1,001st was the light bulb, right? So he stated, I've not failed 1,000 times. I've successfully discovered 1,000 ways to make a light bulb. So go out there and try. Don't be afraid. Don't give up on your dreams. Life is all about knowing what you know and being open to ideas. Be open to life. Remember, it's not what people say about you that defines you. It's rather the chances you take, the people you meet, the people you love, and the faith that you have. That's what's going to define you. Life is not how long you live, but what you do that matters. So think about this. You will never see a U-Haul behind a hearse. Let me say it again. You will never see a U-Haul behind a hearse. I quote my mother. She used to always say, Patty, you can't take it with you. right? So never be discouraged, never hold back, and give everything you got. Surround yourself with those that inspire you. There's a saying a dear friend of mine shared with me, and it says, "There's not a lot of traffic on the extra mile, so go that extra mile." Remember, regardless of what you do in life, always, always be the best you can be. Don't give just 100%. My mom would say, give 100%, and when you're there, give another 50. Go that extra mile. I recently read an anonymous quote that stated, "If you're willing to do more than you're to be paid to do, eventually you will be paid to do more than you do." Okay? So in closing, I challenge you graduates of 2016. What are you going to do with what you have? We've got business majors, nurses, doctors, teachers. What's your gift? It could be money, it could be patience, it could be love. What are you going to do with what you have? Remember, believe in yourself. Don't be afraid to step out and dream and leave this world a little better place than you found it. Thank you and congratulations.
Good job. Good job. Thank you, Patty. Those are awesome words, and it reminded me that we always want to make sure during our ceremony that we recognize veterans or active duty military. Do we have any in our graduating class who are veteran or active military? Would you please stand? Thank you. And anybody else in the audience who has served in our military services, a veteran, would you please stand? We'd like to recognize you too. Thank you for your service. At this time, we have a selection by the Cleveland State Chamber Choir. It is somehow appropriate that we will conduct our collection for our disaster relief fund to the song "Somewhere Over the Rainbow." I think in that movie there was a tornado.
And there's a tree. Then, oh, why can't I?
Well, thank you again to our choir, and thank you to all of you who supported our disaster relief fund. We keep getting requests every day from our students and others who are connected to our institution, so we do appreciate that very much. At this time, I'd like to introduce our second speaker this morning, who is Carmen Kingsley. Carmen received the Distinguished Faculty Award in May. This award is given each year to a member of the Cleveland State faculty in recognition of meritorious service to the college and community. Carmen is highly respected by everyone with whom she has worked. Her history with Cleveland State began immediately after high school graduation, but it wasn't until 1997, when she re-enrolled as a part-time, non-traditional student, that she really set her sights on her true career goal, one day teaching at Cleveland State. She served as Cleveland State Veterans Benefit Clerk while completing her AS in General Studies in 1999 and her Associate of Applied Science in Medical Assisting in 2000. She later went on to complete her bachelor's from MTSU in 2009 and most recently her master's in Allied Health from ETSU in 2015. After graduating from Cleveland State, she gained career field experience through positions at Bradley Memorial Hospital, CVS, Blue Ridge Medical Oncology, Tennessee Christian Academy, and Miller Mott Technical College. She returned home to Cleveland State in 2005 to assume her dream job as director of the Medical Assisting Program. In the 11 years she has taught at Cleveland State, she has led the Medical Assisting Program through tremendous growth. When she took the helm, the program was dwindling with only 4 graduates. Fast forward a decade, and the Medical Assisting Program now produces 20 graduates annually, and we hope to increase that even more. And the Medical Assisting Program has produced approximately 120 graduates. She reformatted the Medical Assisting Student Association to make it a more vital organization, incorporated into the actual MA program structure. This group is extremely active. They gave me my flu shot this year and didn't hurt too much. And she received the Cleveland State Outstanding Organization Award twice with them. The Medical Assisting Student Association serves the community with the many annual projects, including collecting donations for the Ronald McDonald House, canned food items for the Caring Place, and hats for cancer patients at Tennessee Oncology Center. And these are just a few. Additionally, she is heavily involved in professional organizations. She has served at the local and state level of the Tennessee Society of Medical Assistants. She is personally active in her community, participating in Girl Scouts for 40 years, serving as a participant for 12 of those years. Good, I was wondering how those numbers were going to work out. And a volunteer for the remaining 28. Please welcome Carmen Kingsley. There you go.
Good morning. Well, Dr. Seymour informed you of why I am one of your speakers here today, and gave you a little bit about my history, but I wanted to tell you in my own words some of these things. I feel that I received the Distinguished Faculty Award because I do what I love to do. And this is what I wanted to say to the graduates today. Do what you love doing. If I didn't love teaching, medical assisting, then I wouldn't give it everything that I have to make the program great. I have worked many jobs in the past, but they were only jobs. When I finally decided that I wanted to be in the medical field, then I went through the medical assisting program here myself, as he mentioned, and then I had a career, not just a job. I had taught CPR and first aid for the American Red Cross for many years prior to that, and I realized that I loved teaching medical skills. While I was in the medical assisting program here, I mentioned to my director at the time that I would be interested in teaching medical assisting in the future and possibly taking her job in the future as director upon her retirement. She then told me that to teach all of the different types of courses required, I would need to have experience in a variety of areas. So over the next few years after graduation, I worked in many different types of establishments in the medical field to gain experience. This way, I could teach my future students about all of the possibilities available for them. As Dr. Seymour mentioned, I worked at the hospital, in the operating room, in ICU, and in insurance billing. I worked at CVS as a pharmacy technician, and at a school, as their medical assistant, I took care of sick and injured children. My main employment was as an administrative and clinical medical assistant at 3 different specialty practices in OBGYN, urology, and oncology. After all of this experience, my former program director called to ask if I would like to start teaching as an adjunct faculty member. I immediately said yes. I loved teaching CPR and first aid, and the thought of teaching more was exciting. Just think, getting to show students how to give injections and draw blood. I couldn't wait to show all of them what I had experienced in the real world. I continued to work in one specialty practice during the day while I taught evening classes here. After 4 years as an adjunct faculty member, my dream had come true. My former program director retired, and I was hired as the new director. I still had a lot more to learn about accreditation, budgeting, and many other aspects of directing a program. But as long as I could still teach all of those fun things, like drawing blood, I was thrilled. I have since earned my bachelor's and master's degrees in allied health to be the best instructor for my students. I have now been the medical assisting program director here at Cleveland State for 12 years. Through all of my job changes and earning my associate's, bachelor's, and master's degrees, my husband, Don, and our daughter, Audrey, have always been there to support me. I thank them dearly for giving me the chance to do what I truly love. Many of you here today are earning your associate's degrees or certificates that will take you directly into the workforce using them. Others of you will continue from here to a 4-year institution to pursue your bachelor's degrees right away. Whichever path you take, just remember that patience and dedication will equal reward. And don't forget to always do what you love doing. Thank you.
Thank you, Carmen. At this time, we're going to proceed with the presentation of graduates, but first, Dr. King.
Will the graduates please stand? Dr. Seymour, I am pleased to present to you the graduating class of 2016. As Vice President for Academic Affairs, I certify that the students have fulfilled all the requirements set forth by the Tennessee Board of Regents, and that they are entitled to receive the appropriate degrees or certificates.
With the power vested in me by the Tennessee Board of Regents and the state of Tennessee, and upon recommendation of the faculty and administration of Cleveland State Community College, these candidates are hereby awarded an Associate of Arts degree, an Associate of Science degree, an Associate of Applied Science degree, or a certificate with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations. Before we begin the awarding of degrees, I will remind you we have professional photographers taking photographs of each graduate, so we'd like to ask that all family and friends stay in their seats during the ceremony and remain until all graduates have exited the gym. So here we go.
Associate of Science, Chase Joseph Amelung. Shelley Lynn Austin. David Ballou. Richard Andrew Barr. Sandra Lynn Beasley. Rebecca Elaine Bell. Christopher K. Bishop. Michelet Ray Brown. Jennifer Cherie Duttenhofer. Savannah Marissa Elder. Hannah Abigail Hicks. Sabrina L. Ifkowich. Along with Robert Brewer, Brianna Johnson. Emily Ashley Nicole Johnson. Kaylee Brooke McElwain. Shaylin Alexandra Melton. Nicholas Allen Miller. Elizabeth Lakely Owens. Matthew Ryan Paris. Miranda Ashley Pitcock. Jonathan LaShawn Porter. Ashley Virginia May Scapolato. Ayushi A. Shaw. William Raymond Smith. Ryan Lee Watson. Katie Y. Zogan. Associate of Applied Science. Tricia Annette Akins. Kayla Allen. Anthea Virginia Blair. Kristen Bookout. Anthony R. Brown. Kayla Jessica Brown. Carrie Denise Carr. Amanda Lynn Coates. Destiny Lynn Crowder. Josephine Ann Gorley. Amanda Jane Glenn. Kevin Edward Graves. Teresa Ann Herman. Jamie Lee Hannah Holmes. Melissa Jeanette Huffstetler. Cassandra D. Jordan. Janelle Lynn Martin. Kara Lee Owens. Curtis Daniel Phillips. Francines Rosario. Brooklyn Danielle Sewell. Kristen Danielle Sugart. Kristen Lee Smith. Hannah Marie Swafford. Alexandra Nicole Tilley. Larae Alexis Faith Trentham. Micah L. True. David Edward Voles. Phaedra Matthews Walker. Students earning certificates. Megan Diane Brzezowski. Kiera Duncan. Jennifer G. Gomez. Tanya Jean Kaler. Megan C. Marlin. Drake Carrie McDougall. Suzanne McPherson. Stacy L. Mullins. Martha E. Omana.
Graduates, would you all please stand at this time? Now's that time to move your tassel to the left. You are now official graduates of Cleveland State Community College. Now that you are alumni, please continue to consider yourself a part of the Cleveland State family, and please keep in touch. Would you please remain standing at this time? The Cleveland State Alma Mater was first sung at our opening convocation this past August. It was originally written by Cleveland State alum Francis Eaglehouse in 1967. It was edited and put to music by our very own Karen Dale, who's now over here at the piano, Associate Professor of Music, and that was done for the kickoff of our 50th anniversary celebration. At many colleges and universities, it is tradition that only the current students and employees of the college, along with alumni, stand and sing the Alma Mater. Given our total focus on the community, we invite all here in the audience to stand and sing along with us. There's a copy in your program. The music score is there. We have a special group who will sing it through one time, and then everybody will be asked to sing. So would everybody please rise for our Alma Mater? I gotta get the music out here, Karen. You come, Joan. Oh, it's gonna be a duet. Okay. This was really well planned and thought out here. Okay. So we're gonna give it a try, and then after we go through it once, then we ask you all to join us. And Alma Maters are meant to be sung fervently, with pride. Good, Will's going to join us here too.
Put him in the middle.
Oh, Cleveland State, our alma mater, honor every grace thy name. May laurels crown thee, victory hail thee, everlasting be thy thy fame. May God direct thine every pathway, wisdom keep thee ever free. Cleveland State, our alma mater, hail to thee. You got it, Karen? Can you keep going? She lost her music. All right, everybody. Well, wait a second. It's one of those days, folks, but you know what? Holidays are here.
Always
It's all
memorable.
good. Okay, everybody's going to join in. She's going to do a little refrain, and then we're going to go. Maybe. All right. Oh, Cleveland State, our alma mater, honor ever, grace thy name. May laurels crown thee, victory hail thee, everlasting be thy fame. May God direct thine every pathway, wisdom keep thee ever free. Cleveland State, our alma mater, hail to thee. Great job, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Everybody can have a seat. Thank you. This is the point in the program where the president gets to provide closing remarks, a point of executive privilege, I guess. The last words you as graduates receive as part of your college experience here at Cleveland State. I understand that I am what stands between you leaving here and commencing the rest of your life, or at very least going out to lunch with your family and friends. I do, however, want to take a moment to say thank you. So thank you. You might be wondering, why is he doing that? I want to thank you because you have made a positive and lasting mark on Cleveland State. You have made us a better place, a better campus family for being with us. You are the reason why we teach and why we serve. You are the fulfillment of our mission. So each one of you that crossed the stage is a celebration of us completing our mission. So not only do we celebrate with you, we thank you for the honor of serving you. We are a community college and you are the community. That is why we believe in putting community first in all that we do. I also think it's special that you receive your degrees during this special season of the year. I have heard it said many times that this is the season of perpetual hope. My greatest hope for you is that you have learned through your experience here that you can hope for just about anything and achieve your dream. And you can make it happen because you've demonstrated it already. You've demonstrated that you have the skills and dedication to set goals and achieve them. Whether you are moving on to that dream job or the next phase of your education, I hope you move on with a sincere belief that you will be successful at anything you do. We are very proud of you and wish you and your families the very best. And from our family to yours, we want to wish you a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and a bright and prosperous New Year. Congratulations again. In honor of our graduating class of 2016, we ask that guests refrain from exiting the building during the recessional. You may meet your graduate outside the gym. I think it's warming up there a bit. Once we've exited. Thank you for your assistance with this matter. Our recessional will be led by the platform party, followed by the faculty, and then the students. And I believe we have a non-traditional song that we're going to play on the exit. Is that right, Larry? We're going to celebrate? All right, so we're going to recess to the song Celebration. Let's have one, okay? Go ahead, Patty.